Okay. What's going on, everyone? It's KIM in the SAV, Kim out of Savannah, Georgia, of BetterBodyCrew.com. It kills me to do this video. Now, this video first was put into my Square Store course. However, it will go on later to YouTube because there are so many people that I have sung the praises of Square to. There are people that I have referred to for Square. And let me start by saying this. I have been with Square since, oh my gosh, I think 2013, I want to say. Seriously, my first network marketing company, immediately I signed up for Square and started taking credit card payments that allowed me to make a lot of sales belly to belly in the streets. People would literally see my car magnet and say, "Do you have some products now?" And I'd be like, "Of course." And it was so wonderful to be able to take all major credit cards from the comfort of home or my phone or wherever I was. It was just wonderful. For years, I never had an issue with Square. I loved it. My clients loved it. Everything was so great until this month, June of 2019. I do not know why, but Square shut me down. No warning, no explanation. They sent a little funky email saying, "Hey, due to suspicious activity, your account has been," what did they say, "deactivated?" And that's basically it. They're refer to the terms of service, and the terms of service, as you guys know, is super duper long. Basically, in the terms of service, they say that they can shut you down at any time for any reason or no reason at all. So ironically enough, at the time that this happened, I was in Atlanta and Square was launching a pilot series, a series of classes called Square Self-Made Courses. You guys may have seen my video when I was at one of the classes. So happy, oh my gosh, I'm going to learn some stuff to take my Square business to the next level. And I have people that I teach a Square course to. So I said, I'm gonna take this information to my students. We're gonna really kick it up, because I had just gotten into the email campaign marketing and so many different things. I had great customer feedback. I had no returns because I have great relationships with my clients. And so if they ever have an issue, they come to me first, but no one had ever charged back anything through Square or anything like that. So I was just really thrown for a loop. But I was the first thing to my mind, my personal development kicked in. So I'm you know what, this must be some these companies nowadays, they have machines and algorithms and bots that are looking through their database, and this has got to be an error. This has got to be a mistake, because it's me. I love me some Square, and Square loves me back. And so I called customer service, right? I'm it's always been great when I've called them before. However, you guys know, well, if my students know, you cannot just call Square customer service. No, you have to have a Square account, and each and every single Square account is tied to a customer code. You must enter in that customer code in order to speak with a real life person. So, I go through the number, I put in my customer code, and automatically it's "Hello, we're showing that your account has been deactivated. Please refer to the email explaining why. Goodbye." That's basically what it said. So I'm what? Now y'all don't even speak to me? Are you kidding me? So I'm you know what? No problem. I know how I'll just go to the Facebook page and see if I can get someone to tell me what's going on. I have no clue what I did. Why this would happen. Like I said, I've been with them for over 6 years. So I'm just completely lost. So I go to the Facebook page and I say, they're interacting with people. There's someone makes a post about something, and I just went underneath that person's comments and I said, hey, so-and-so, how long have you been with Square? And the guy goes, 4 years, and I'm loving it. And so then Square, whoever is running the Square account, commented, "Thanks, John. We're happy to have you." So then I said, I'm going to comment. So I said, "I've been with Square for 6+ years." And then they go, "Thanks, Kim." An hour later, Square says, "Thanks, Kim. We're happy to have you." So then I said, "All right. So you're paying attention, right, Mr. Square social media person?" So then I responded back to Square and said, yes, I was happy to have y'all too. But ironically enough, y'all recently shut me down. No warning, no explanation. And because my customer code is tied to an account that is now deactivated, for what reason I don't know, I can't get anybody on. So I'm writing this thing on their Square page to basically put them on blast because y'all won't take my phone call. So the Square person is like, sorry to hear that. DM us. So of course they're going to say DM me, right? Because they don't want their business all out there on their personal page. I'm surprised they didn't delete the comment, but they didn't delete the comment. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe I've gotten through to someone who can get me through to someone for real. I go back and forth with them in the DM, explaining the situation, and basically they tell me the same freaking thing that the email said. We don't have access to that information, but every account that gets deactivated is sent an email explaining where they can find out why. But that email only said refer to the terms of service. So I'm like, now y'all know I love my daily pay, my instant deposits through Square. I love, my customers love the ease of Square. I will give them that. Like literally you can be up and running a full-fledged business in merely minutes. Their interface is super easy, drag and drop. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm losing money. Like I am a single mom. I support myself. So I don't have a job. It's only my business. I have done YouTube videos directing people to my Square store. So all these things are starting to run through my head, but still I'm like, you know what? This personal development has taught me that trials and tribulations will come my way. I just need to get to the right person to find out what's going on. So then I think to myself, okay, Square has this series, right, going on in Atlanta. Now, I went to the Bahamas the end of June, and when I flew in, although I live in Savannah, I flew into Atlanta. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I'm going to sign up for all of the classes. It was like 6 or 7 classes at $15 a pop. No problem, because it's an investment in my business. I went to the first 2 classes. They were great. And then that's when this happened. This happened after I went to the first 2 classes. So I said, I know what I'll do. I'm going to go to, the 3rd class that I registered for, I missed because I was just in a funk. Like, oh my gosh. Meanwhile, my customers are like, hey, Kim, I'm going to betterbodydeals.com and your thing is not coming up. And I'm like, I know, give me 1 second. I'm working with customer service to find out what's going on. I'm trying to find out what's going on now. So I'm like, crap, I'm losing money. So I didn't go to the 3rd class because I was kind of like in my funk. But the 4th class, I said, I'm going to go to the 4th class. Ironically enough, the 4th class was called Killing the Dream, Obstacles to Your Success. And I'm like, ain't this about So I go to the class and they're talking about, just like mindset and different things you have to think about as an entrepreneur and as you're structuring your business and blah, 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 blah. It's a great class. The teacher, I have nothing against the teacher. I know they don't work for Square directly. They're a contractor, whatever the case may be. He did a great job. But when he got to the end, okay, because I asked them before I went to the class, I said, hey, are there any Square corporate people here? And they said, no, we're all contractors. So I said, okay, no problem. So I go to the class. The class is great. At the end, he asks, any questions? So people are asking their questions. He says, I'm going to take one last question. I said, yeah, me. I sat all the way in the back because I was a little bit late. And so everybody turns around. And so I told him, I said, hey, I appreciate the content. This was really great. And I went down my spiel. I've been with Square for this many years, have had a great experience. I've done the Square Capital. I've done 3 rounds of that. On my 3rd round now, I've paid down 61%. He's like, great. I'm like, yeah, it was awesome. I said, I have great customer feedback. I've done the email campaigns now, just really digging deep into that. And I'm building my case to let them know it's not me. So he's like, okay, great. I said, everything has been great with Square until recently. So this is where everybody in the class, their head turns around like, what? And so then the teacher's like, okay, I'm intrigued. And I said, yeah, like literally the other day I woke up and after having one of my biggest sales days ever, I found out that my Square account has been deactivated. I said, I've tried reaching out to them by phone. No one will talk to me. I've tried reaching out to them on Facebook. They can't do any better. So I've registered for this entire series not knowing that this would happen, of course, but I've come here not because I'm upset with you. I don't know you, and I know that you don't work for Square, but I'm hoping that you can get my story to someone. I said, it's quite ironic. This class is called Killing the Dream, Obstacles to Your Success. And I just let them know. I said, I'm a single mom, and this has killed my business literally overnight. Now I will say this. The great thing is this is a third party site, Square, and I still had my business site, my TLC corporate site. So people that order from me the month supplies, I was able to just create them account. It's a little bit different. I created their account with them on the phone with their permission, of course, to put their order in so that it would be a seamless experience for my clients. However, the bulk of my business is on samples and sales. That's how I differentiate myself. That's what my clients come to me for. They come to me to save money and to try before they buy the smaller quantities before they get the larger quantities. So that whole portion of my business, I'm trying to figure out while all of this is going on. Like, not only am I trying to figure out what the frick happened with my Square account, but I'm also trying to figure out how people can continue to pay me. And thank God I have the best customers in the best clients who are really like friends of mine in the whole wide world, because they were so patient. They're just like, customers don't care. Okay, guys, customers don't care about anything that you're going through. They're just like, just tell me what I need to do to get my products. And I appreciate that about clients. Okay. They don't need the whole backstory. They don't need anything but the link to pay. That's all they care about. So all I was trying to do was get them a link to pay. So, yeah, I am in the class, and I tell the guy, I said, I know you don't work for Square, but I'm just hoping that you can get my story to someone who cares, okay, and that can help me. And so he said, well, actually, the guy you need is sitting right behind you. Okay, wouldn't you know, it was one of the guys that, when I was at the registration desk, I was like, who works for corporate. I think he is a contractor. I don't know if he works for corporate or not, but I was like, okay. And so, yeah, after the class was over, that guy pulled me to the side and was like, I'm going to try to get your information to someone. And he was like, will you be here in town on Friday? I said, if I need to be. And so he did send me an email so that I knew that he actually was taking my information. Excuse me. And he said he would send my information to another person in corporate. Guys, that was 2 weeks ago. And I've heard nothing from anybody in Square Corporate. The gentleman who took my email, the first, after that Friday that he referenced, I said, hey, have you heard any word? Because I've heard nothing. He didn't respond. So just this past Friday, I said, okay. I said, wow, it's been 2 weeks now and still nothing. So I think I said something not rude, but a little slick. I was like, thank you for not helping me. It's nice to see that Square really cares about people and this and that. And so then he responded back and was like, hey, try sending them an email to this email. I'll try to get back in contact with my contact and see what can be done. And so I'm just like, at this point, I'm very disenchanted with Square. I didn't cry about it, because I've had enough personal development and I've locked arms with enough mentors to know that as long as you do not own a platform, this can happen to anybody. Like, it's kind of scary, but it really can. I have had mentors who have spent months, some of them years, trying to create a product, whether it be physical or digital, and then launch that product. And, they marketed this product. There was a lot of build up and drive. They drove traffic and ran ads talking about the launch of this product. And, literally in the middle of the launch, with thousands of dollars coming through, their credit card processor stopped them from receiving payments because of a high volume and suspicious activity. Now, I'm trying to think to myself, the night before this happened, I did change something in my settings, my profile name. I used to be called Compound Crew, and throughout the years, as you transition through different things of your business, you might change your name or what you go by, your moniker, your logo, whatever. So I changed it in my settings from Compound Crew to Better Body Crew. But I'm like, that really can't, seriously, can that really shut me down completely? The only other thing I can think of is a week before this happened. Well, yeah, my account got shut down on a Monday. That Saturday, I had record number of sales. Very, very good sales. Great sales. And the Tuesday before that Saturday, I had good sales. Very, very good sales. So 2 days out of 1 week, I had like record high sales. And I do know that a lot of payment processors don't like it when you have spikes, because sometimes they think it's like suspicious activity. But my whole thing is, why not? I don't know if that's it or not. I don't know, because nobody at Square will speak to me. But my whole thing is, why not reach out to the person and say, can you validate that these were legitimate sales? Or, I put tracking numbers in for all of my things to let, so that it's in the database that products are actually being shipped. So I'm really, really confused about this. But like I said, this can happen with anything. This can happen. I know people who have had their Facebook accounts shut down for no reason. I know very valuable mentors who have had their YouTube accounts shut down for no reason. I know people that have had their Instagram accounts shut down for no reason. So as long as you do not own a platform, right? And this is why a lot of people get their own blogging site, their own website, their own whatever. Does it cost money? Yes. But that money to them is worth it, because it's an investment in their business. It's an asset that they control. Okay. Literally, the internet is just like virtual real estate. So anything that you're doing where you don't pay that much into it, it's kind of like you're renting from someone. And at any time that landlord can come and say, get out. So until you buy your own house, meaning you get your own website, you get your own blogging thing, you pay a little bit more for a merchant account or e-commerce platform or something like that. Until you do those things, you really don't have a say in what goes on. And at any point in time, your business can be completely turned upside down. This is why personal development is so crucial. It's so key. And this is why, as your business grows, because I remember, like I said, I've been with Square for a long time, all those years, but all those years, my sales weren't popping. Y'all, literally, in the 6 months since I've started, in the 6+ years that I've been doing network marketing, my sales didn't start popping until last year. That's how long it took for me to finally start getting it. Okay. And now, since my sales have been popping, higher levels, new devils. This is really, I was built for this. I know how this goes down. I plugged into enough people and heard enough horror stories about this happening to other people as their business grew. There were other obstacles they had to, I was about to say enfrentar. There were other obstacles they had to face. They had to confront. So, it is what it is. There actually was another platform that I was looking at leveraging, and incorporating into my business, but I've been dragging my feet on it. And I think sometimes when you don't move, God will make you move. So I don't think this was the devil. This might be God in disguise. Like, hey, Kim, you've been really relying on Square for too long. You need to elevate and really go to the next level and do more to leverage yourself. Because honestly, when I really started my Square store, I was serving about 20 customers in a running 30-day average. And this past month, when my Square store had been shut down, I think I'd done over 50. So my business had more than doubled. And truth be told, it was getting a little cumbersome. I was looking at ways to kind of leverage some things, do some things differently in my business. So I'm at this point, would I recommend Square? I would say, believe it or not, I would actually say yes. If you're starting out, yes. However, I will definitely tell you this. If you are using Square, because I think there's 2 versions of Square. There's the POS system where, people have like a cash register. It's for a traditional brick and mortar business, like this beautiful location I'm at now, right? So there's a lot of delis and boutiques and places that have a stand, like a brick and mortar store, right? And they use Square, the POS cash register system. I think that business is different than the virtual people like myself who use the online store, the app to ring credit cards. I think Square cracks down on them definitely more because we don't have a physical location, and I'll never have a physical location. I love the mobility. I love working from the Bahamas when I was there. I love working from home or a hotel or Panera Bread or wherever I am. So I will never have a brick and mortar store. But with that in mind, I'm definitely going to look into upping my game and getting a payment processor, because I'm not going to stop offering samples and sales. Like I said, that's the bulk of my business. My customers love it. My clients love it. The marketplace has demanded it, and I am more than happy to offer it. My clients are still the bomb though, because let me tell you something. One of my Strike customers, he was like, "Hey, I need them pills. So will can I send the money to MoneyGram at Walmart?" I was like, yeah, if you're down with it, I'm down with it. And I went and picked up my MoneyGram yesterday from Walmart. Another one of my customers, I've gotten my customers on Zelle, which is the bank to bank and the bank to credit union app. So they're sending me their money. Like I said, I'm placing the monthly supply orders through my corporate site. I'm letting them fulfill that. And honestly, that's been a load off. And then for the samples and sales, I'm just trying to figure out another way to have my customers pay me. Let me tell y'all this. When it first happened, I'm like, okay, Kim, your mentors have told you for the longest, you've got to be agile in business. You are paid in conjunction with your ability to solve problems. So I immediately went to PayPal, because I've had a PayPal account for longer than I've had a Square account. I used to do drop shipping with eBay and Amazon. And so I've had my PayPal account, gee whiz, I don't know, since early 2000s or something like that. I don't know. But I go to PayPal, and so I'm like, ain't no thing. While this whole thing is getting worked out, because in my mind it's still going to work out. While this whole thing is getting worked out, I'm going to, take the payments for the samples and sales through PayPal. So y'all, I'm doing that, right? No problem. My customers, again, they don't care. They just want their products. They don't care whether I'm having them go to PayPal. I'm no longer using Square. They don't care. So I'm rocking and rolling with PayPal, and I'm just still trying to work with Square to figure out what is going on before I lose my cool and alarm anybody else I've connected at Square to, because I've never had an issue with them. So, is that rain? That's rain. Okay, I gotta go. I don't have my umbrella with me. So anyway, and I know this video is going long, but I need you guys to understand what can happen with your business. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm actually happy that this happened to me instead of someone that is on my team or one of my Square Store students, because I would prefer to be the one to give a heads up than for the other way around, for them to come to me and say, hey, my Square Store got shut down. And I'm like, what? And I have no clue what to tell them. So I will say this: if you are using Square, I think starting off is a great option. But as your sales start to ramp up, I think you definitely need to look at moving away from Square. And while you're using Square, take all your money out. Like, I don't care if you have to do the instant deposit and take the 1%. Have them take the 1% out for it to go. But anytime you make a sale, instantly deposit it to your account, because I am so thankful and grateful that the time they shut down my store, there have been times when I've left sales in my account because I didn't move it to my bank account yet. I was just doing stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll move it later. But I will say this: given the fact that they can shut you down at any time for any reason or no reason at all, I strongly encourage everyone, not just with the Square, but with any payment thing that you are using, Square, PayPal, Cash App. I don't even use Cash App anymore. But anything that you are using, don't leave money anywhere besides in your bank account. If you're using some type of payment transfer app, don't leave it sitting there, because you like to see the balance grow. No, don't do that. Move it to your bank account immediately. I'm so happy that I didn't have any sales that were logged into my Square, that were, in my Square balance, that I had not moved over to my bank account. Literally the night before this happened, I had just did a big transfer from my Square sales, from the sales that I had gotten from that weekend, to my bank account. So that was just like, oh my gosh, my guardian angel was really looking out for me big time with that. Now I will tell y'all this. So using PayPal, I'm almost done. I know this video is going on, but I have to tell y'all this. So using PayPal, I'm rocking and rolling, right? So sending my customers invoices or creating custom buttons for them to get the samples and sales. Y'all, literally a week later, PayPal shut me down. I get the email: due to high volume and suspicious activity, we have temporarily, but they temporarily deactivated my account, and they're saying I have to send them documentation about what my business is about and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, okay, so again, it goes back to the point of, I don't think there's something necessarily wrong with these platforms. I just think that in this day and age, when people launder money and they do like a lot of suspicious things online, and they create profiles and accounts all willy-nilly, I think these payment processors have just really cracked down. And if you be careful, guys, because I know when you first start a business, you're like, oh, just please, I want sales. But you have to be prepared for high volume sales. You have to be prepared not only to fulfill them and to have the infrastructure to support your clients after the sale, but you've also got to be prepared for, like I said, I'm not going to say problems, but the opportunities that come with having high volume sales. And one of that is that you will have more eyes on you. You will have your vendors looking at you and asking for more verification. You want to make sure that things are in order. You want to make sure that, your mind is right so you don't go crazy. Where do I go from here? Well, with regards to, like I said, my team, I'm just going to advise them not to leave any money in their Square balances, but they still need a way to take credit cards by their phone, truth be told, because a lot of sales do happen in real time. And with regards to my Square Store students, I'm going to change the name of the course from Profits Are More with a Square Store to Profits Are More with Your Own e-commerce store. I'm going to get another platform because this is not going to stop me at all. I'm going to get another platform, though, a more trusted platform. I'm in the process right now of researching that. So my Square Store students, I'm not going to call them that anymore, but my e-commerce students, they are going to get, basically, they're going to be able to learn 2 platforms for the price of 1. Those students who are in my course, though, will tell you the content that's already in there, like what I charged for the course was so low. If they actually implemented on what I provided, they more than made their money back. More than made their money back from the course. I will still support people who opt to continue their Square Store. I will still help them. That's not a problem. I'm not like bitter Betty or anything like that. Like I said, I'm just being honest, if it weren't for Square in conjunction with, some other factors, when I was going through the worst time in my life, my divorce, I would have been so much worse off if I hadn't had the ease and the convenience of instant daily deposits to pay for all of the expenses that I was bleeding while going through that process. Okay. So, I don't like the way things have ended with me and Square, but I'm not one of those people to like, how a girl breaks up with her boyfriend. She's like, let me tell you how he sucks. All the ways he sucks. I don't like the way it happened, but for many, many years, I had a great experience with Square. I hope someone in corporate will see this video and actually restructure the way they do things, because I've looked online and there have been a lot of really good people who are in the same exact predicament like me. Like they use Square to support their business, to support their family, and literally overnight, everything just stopped. And so I hope someone in Square actually cares and takes the time to at least give people the courtesy of having a human being talk to them and explain what happened. In the meantime, I am going to reestablish my relationship with PayPal, give them whatever it is they need, but I'm still going to be seeking out a whole nother platform. I have been looking for quite some time at ClickFunnels. I'm in the One Funnel Away challenge right now. I love ClickFunnels. A lot of my mentors use ClickFunnels, so stay tuned. It's still great stuff to come. And to the people that are on my team, well, first of all, to my clients, thank y'all for just being the best clients in the world and rocking and rolling with me no matter what. Don't stop buying from me, though. I don't care if you got to send a check in the mail while I go through this transition period as I switch my e-commerce platform, but don't stop buying from me. And as far as my team, I am happy that I can be the guinea pig. I am happy that I can be the person to take the hits so that you don't have to take them. Or, if this ever happens to anyone, which I really hope it does not, that, you'll know what to do. You'll know how to better navigate the waters. The same thing to my students. I have always been completely transparent with y'all, but I never want to speak prematurely. I thought this situation would work itself out because in my mind, there was no reason for Square to do this. However, like I said, it's been some time now. It has not worked itself out. I am so thankful that that has not, kept me from eating. My company always, I've never dogged my company's website. I love my company. I love, and ironically enough, like I said, like, things always happen for a reason, but my company website has improved so much more since, at the time that I started my Square store, there were a lot of reasons why I started it. And one of them was the interface with the company website at that time. But my company is so great at taking feedback from the field. They have implemented some changes literally within the last 3 or 4 months that have completely changed the game for how customers experience purchasing products from us. So, things could have been so much worse. I'm happy they were not. I hope that my experience helps someone. And I really, really want everyone to understand that, there's a lot of free tools out there for us to use. They're great tools, but if you do not own it, there's only so much you can do as it relates to complaining about it. So protect your business. Do your personal development so you can protect your mind, because as your business grows, you're going to be met with more and more challenges, but you got to push through. Everything that you are going through is going to be a great success story one day, and it's going to be something that you can use. It's just a part of your journey. It just really, really is. So anyway, I got to jump on a training, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this video is going to my Square store students, my e-commerce students, first and foremost. Later on, it will be uploaded to YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, I want you to tell me about your experience with Square. What platforms do you use? Do you love? Do you trust? Any comments, any thoughts about this video, drop them down below. And yeah, hit that red subscribe button and also the bell to the right, ding dong, so that every time I upload a video, you will be the first to know. Thank you so much for watching. And again, this ain't no thing. I was built for this. So I'm still cool, calm, and collected. It's just time to elevate. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.